Girona 2, Barcelona 1. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I have to just take a moment. I have to take a deep breath. Because what was that? What was that chaos of a game? And Barcelona arguably got robbed towards the end as well. What an unbelievable, La Liga match day. And that means that Real Madrid got top of La Liga. Unbelievable. This was meant to be the bounce back from the Atletico embarrassment for Barcelona. This was supposed to be a message shown to the world that Atletico loss was only just a one-off. It wasn't something that is, part of this Barcelona team. And of course, what was witnessed today was absolutely incredible. And Barcelona bottled it, really. Bottled their revenge arc. And they perform really, really badly tonight. Let's just get into it. Because, of course, Lamine Yamal misses a penalty as well. Look, this was a horror show from them attackers today. Look, the big news was Rafinha was back in the team. Gerard Martin was our left back, so Balde was rested. He continued on with Frankie and Dani Olmo in that midfield, which I just think I don't understand why he carries on doing that. And, of course, up front was Ferran Torres. So, Barcelona were well equipped to win this game. There's absolutely no doubt. But the same thing happens with Barcelona these days. They just don't press well enough, even with Rafinha in the team. Yes, Rafinha did improve the team tonight. Yes, he did have a few chances as well. And yes, as a leader, he was on the pitch. But fact of the matter is that Barcelona just are unable to press for a long period of time. And Girona had the time of the night in terms of getting the ball out, building out from the back. It was so easy to find spaces. And look, Girona with Bryan Gil on the side of Koundé, they were getting in on multiple occasions. Yes, they wasn't creating high chances, but they were dominating and they were creating, moments with this high line. So I always just think with Flick, what is the point of having a high line if you're not going to press properly, or if your team isn't going to press properly? When is he going to change it? When's he even going to say to his players, listen, either you press properly or I'm just going to completely stop this? This is becoming a bit of a worry now because Barcelona in that first half were getting pelted. They were getting pelted. Look, Barcelona still had their own chances with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha. Lamine Yamal really should have scored or done a bit better on that chance because, look, it was a 0.32 XG chance. He was kind of clear in a 1v1. There was a defender near him. He tried to chip the keeper, Gazzaniga, but he didn't do it. Rafinha had like a half chance. He created the most for himself. Again, he probably should have scored as well. So, Barcelona on the transitions were good. Barcelona on transition were fine. I didn't think at any point in this game that Barcelona controlled this game, and the first half was exactly the same. Every time they lost the ball, the transition they were in every single time. And look, if it wasn't for Girona having Van Aert not being able to finish the chances, it could have been a 1 or 2-0 again. It would have been a 2-2 basically in that first half. And for Barcelona, having Real Madrid breathing down their neck. Now, of course, Real Madrid were 2 points clear of Barcelona. Now Real Madrid stay on that because of this loss, of course. I'm just going to keep saying it because there's no way guys like Lamine Yamal and Rafinha or any of the other great attacking players that Barca have. Apart from Lamine Yamal, I thought he was okay. He had a few good, nice Trivela passes as well. And look, he did get some few good crosses into the box as well. But Barcelona just couldn't finish it. But my point is this, is how long is Lamine Yamal and guys like this are going to look at this way of playing and be happy with it? Because there's only so much you can take. We've seen that against Inter last season. When is there going to be a stop? When is there going to be a time where Barcelona say, okay, you know what? We can't keep playing like this because Barcelona are getting affected at this. Every time you lose the ball, if you are then going to be feared of, being, conceded a goal, it's not going to be good enough. And look, Lamine Yamal today didn't have his greatest game. Rafinha again didn't have their greatest game, but they could have still scored, which is what Barcelona do. I've said this before. The difference between Arbelo's Real Madrid and Flick's Barcelona, is that Real Madrid cannot dominate games the same way as Barcelona do. They don't dominate games as much anymore. But what Barcelona do is they finish their chances. Real Madrid don't do that because it's only Mbappe now. Mbappe isn't scoring. Vinicius Junior isn't scoring. But look at, Barcelona. Lamine Yamal's chipping in with goals this season. You've got Ferran Torres chipping in with goals. You've got Fermin Lopez chipping in with goals. Dani Olmo and of course Rafinha. But Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez, I'm not seeing why Flick constantly plays these two. Now, Dani Olmo in the 8 doesn't make sense to me because When Eric Garcia was starting in the beginning of the season, when he played Gerard Martin as centre-back when Pedri was injured again, it was Frankie and Eric. And I like that. I really like that midfield. I thought that was quite of a creative midfield and also gives you a bit more defensive, kind of player in that, midfield because, of course, he's a centre-back, Eric Garcia. But with Ulmer in that midfield, I was watching him today. There's nothing that he does to create. There's nothing that he does to progress the ball. So I don't understand why Flick continues with this Dani Olmo experiment in the centre mid. And Fermin Lopez then, of course, gets affected because he doesn't receive the balls in that 10 position. And it's becoming a problem now. Flick is continuously playing these guys when they're not playing well. Now, of course, Koundé actually had an okay game. I mean, Bryan Gil and Girona constantly target his side. But this is a big issue now. And Flick himself is really in a pickle now because he's constantly choosing these players and they're not performing for him, and it's a huge issue now. The craziest thing is Barcelona went up in this game. Barcelona went up 1-0. Great ball by Koundé to Kurbasi and a great header as well. So Barcelona winning the game even though they wasn't playing well, and that's what champions do. And I was going to come in on here and say, look, they've done it again and I'm sick of this Barcelona team. But guess what? They didn't, and they actually brought in there and they scored that 1-0 goal, and I thought, that's going to be it. But then literally a minute later, Lamine equalizes. And Kurbasi's kind of thought it goes through his legs. But again, it's just shocking defending, and the high line was so high again. And these are the things that I keep saying is, after they've scored a goal, can't they just go back 5-10 meters and just control the lead? They're just unable to do it. And that's because of the manager's instruction. And this is what I'm saying. This is becoming a huge issue. To talk about the second goal of the game. Now look, this is really controversial. And I'm going to be completely honest. Barcelona really were unlucky towards the end because, of course, the 2-1 goal by Girona was actually a foul on Koundé. Now watching that back, I'm not sure why VAR did not even give that as a foul, because it was clear as day that Koundé was fouled. And the fact that they've let this in again, of course, is going to anger Barcelona fans even more because they already feel hard done by. Barcelona fans, of course, going to feel this way because of that Lamine Yamal, penalty miss, because of all the unable to create the proper chances. And this is what happens. And then you get a goal conceded like that. I mean, look, this is going to hurt Barcelona hugely because, like I said, Barcelona are now second in La Liga. Real Madrid are top of La Liga after that. There's no way that Arbeloa's Real Madrid, a shit Real Madrid, are top of this La Liga. This is not good showing for the league in terms of the PR. But look, fact of the matter is that Barcelona could not avenge or have any sort of, bounce back from that Atletico Madrid loss. And look, it's a big, big penny to Flick's thoughts, because how long is this going to continue? Because this is directly affecting Barcelona's season. Look, the stats are there. 2.93 expected XG, 2.76 from Girona. Again, this is what I'm saying. You constantly allow a high line and not pressing properly. That's what teams are going to do. They're going to keep creating high XG chances. But Barcelona fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What just happened tonight? Of course, the controversy as well. What a big, kind of call that was, and a big call for the La Liga season. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Flick's tactics to constantly play like this? Is this good enough for you guys? And of course, Real Madrid fans, let me know your thoughts about that result. Are you as happy as I am that Real Madrid are top of the La Liga? But of course, I'm not optimistic about my team in that way that we're going to go win it based on this. But of course, any other contraction fans, don't forget to always leave your thoughts in your comment section. And of course, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, Hala Madrid.